This is a basic course on uh, the name analysis, and also it gets into planets equivalents as well as letter equivalents. Now, A, J, and S are really relate to the sun, and the sun, of course, is the first house of the sun is Leo, and the other house would be Aquarius. And also those born on the 1st, 10th, or 19th of any month, which is right to the right. The A stands for somebody that's like a solitary person, and the J stands for somebody that likes things to be fair, FAIR. And it's a reputation letter, and a person generally is they're known for what they do. The S has to do with somebody who clears up their life, and they're always looking for some status, and it relates to the 19th of any month. So the 1st, the 10th, or the 19th of any month, or the Sun, or Leo, and it could also be February or Aquarius. The moon relates to BKT. B has a lot to do with balancing money and emotions. K has a lot to do with privacy and issues of privacy. And also, it's a very intuitive letter, as 11 is considered a master number. The T has to do with trusting other people. And it also relates to the awakening. Usually, people with the T letter have long engagements or long-term plans, and it's the number 20th of our alphabet, which is the awakening. The K relates to the 11th letter, and the B to the second letter of our alphabet. The next set is Jupiter, which is CLU, and that's 3, 12, and 21. 3 relates to a lot of activities and social situations, and a person that tends to scatter themselves. L has to do with somebody that needs to be liked by other people. And the 12th letter has to do, if you looked at the tarot cards, the hangman, one who will sacrifice themselves to the plans or intrigues of others. And the U has to do with spirituality. It's the 21st letter of our alphabet. It has to do with sharing with other people and giving with an open hand. The D, M, and V relate to the planet Uranus. The D is 4, the M 13, and the V 22. The D is always somebody that's either, they have varying distances from family. They're either close, and at another point in their life, they could be far away from family. Almost like me and my shadow are non-existent. The M has to do with a busy, emotional person with kind of like a me-first attitude, or they're very self-serving in one way or the other. The V stands for people that you do what you want and I do what I want, and they realize their mistakes, but there's nothing that they could do about it. They're also good with foreign or unusual people. The EN and W deals with Mercury, which is the 5, 14, and 23rd day of any month. The 5 has to do with communication, and it's more of a Gemini letter, and the N is more of a Virgo letter, but Mercury's power is Gemini, Virgo, and those born on the 5th, 14th, or 23rd. The 23rd has to do with pride, and also it's the helper association of people in high places. And bosses, managers, people that can help someone. The next set has to do with Venus. It's FOX are the letters. And the F is 6, and that's somebody that's friendly and has to learn how to be close to other people. O has to do with getting favors or considerations from people, and that's the 15th letter of our alphabet. And a lot has to do with doing things their way, particularly with property or living situations. The X is somebody that gets scattered. It's the 24th letter of our alphabet. And with that, it's the assistance and association of well-known or important people. But Now, the next set is Neptune, which is GPY, and those born on the 7th, 16th, or 25th day of any month. The G has to do with varying activities like busy, not busy, ups and downs. They usually get into situations where there's supply and demand type of things. P has to do with needing peace and quiet, or else they get very frustrated. And usually there's some detachment with the male in some part of their life that causes them some concern. And the Y, which is the 25th letter of the alphabet, has to do with learning by experience. The next letters are H, Q, and Z. They relate to Saturn, and it's the 8th, 17th, or 26th day of any month. The H has to do with money matters, also with scholastic activities, academic activities, learning. The Q is one that meets and overcomes the trials and tribulations of their life, and it's somebody with an enormous amount of activity. The Z, which is the 26th letter of the alphabet, has to do with reorganizing situations and getting caught up in some kind of reorganization, as the Z is a lucky, protected type of letter. The I and the R are Mars, and it relates to also people born on the 9th or 18th of any month. And it makes the ninth has to do with self-identity, and the 18th has to do with learning to trust one's own mind and opinions. And it also has some upheaval attached to somebody with any of those dates. Mars is ruled by Aries as well as Scorpio. Now, hinge letters are middle letters. Like if you have 5 letters, the one in the middle is a hinge. The hinge letter has a lot to do with karma and what the person, who and what the person has to deal with in this life. If they have a certain letter, it relates to a certain number and certain planets, as was discussed before. But when I do a name analysis, the hinge letters are very important because that's part of their karma, along with karma, as well as missing numbers in their name and the way their letters are formed, particularly with hinge letters. So basically, this is the situation. You have letters that equal numbers, numbers that equal a day of the week, numbers that equal a planet, and the planet's influenced by certain signs.